Little birdie told me I need RV advice.
Get information straight from the horse's mouth.
Little birdie told me I need RV advice.
It's Just Ask Gigi with Gigi Stetler and Tom Alexander. Now here's Gigi and Tom.
Hi everybody and welcome to Just Ask Gigi. This is Gigi Stetler. My name is Tom Alexander and welcome everyone for another edition of the show. Now I know that we had a planned guest today, but
Christina's a bit under the weather.
yeah,
it has been going around and around and around the office, and it caught her. She is out. So we will continue that extended warranty kind of conversations that we were going to have with Christina next time.
Yeah. So instead, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about insurance, and of course we have your questions as well. That's coming up right here on Just Ask Gigi. Back in a moment.
The most experienced RV traveler knows it's important to expect the unexpected. Trust the RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan, starting at just $99 per year. It's the industry's most affordable plan and offers the most value compared to competitors, covering RVs, towed vehicles, personal vehicles, horse trailers, bike trailers, and more. Visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. The RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan. Don't hit the road without it.
And we're back on Just Ask Gigi. And Gigi, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about insurance.
Yes.
I know you had a few things go on here just recently, as probably as early as just as today.
Yes.
Right? So tell me a little bit about...
I think after the show, or even while during the show, everybody should get out their RV insurance paperwork and take a look at it. Because a couple of things. You might have bought that RV a couple of years ago and you insured it when you bought it, and so 90%, 99% of policies, insurance policies, for value. So even if you paid, let's say you pay $100,000 for an RV, 2 years ago or today or whatever, the policy, 99% of those policies are for value, even though you might insure it for $100,000, or you tell them you paid $100,000 for it. The insurance company on a total loss is only going to pay you ACV. ACV is what's called actual cash value.
ACV, actual cash value. Okay.
So let's say, you did buy that RV for $100,000 and you drove it off the lot. Well, it's not worth $100,000 anymore.
It never is.
So they're going to pay you ACV. So they'll take, the depreciation factor, the everything from the climate to the to just about every scenario in there to get that number as low as possible. If you have a total loss. So, and that just recently happened with a customer because he had ACV and he had bought it 5 years ago. It was a fifth wheel tree fell on the roof, and he paid, I think he said $65,000, and they offered him $11,000. So, so the difference is, what I'm going to tell you is, when you buy your insurance, or even when when the show is over, you go get your policy, and if you have ACV, or if you have nothing, if it doesn't say anything, then that's what you have, is ACV. What I want you to do is get what's called stated value or agreed value, which is also the same as replacement cost. So stated value and agreed value, is what you agree to and what you're going to insure it for and what you're going to pay a premium for, pay on that premium. So let's just say, hypothetically, this person, with a $100,000 vehicle that he insured for $100,000, he's paying a premium on that insurance, on that RV being worth $100,000, right. But the insurance company, they're only going to pay him ACV, so there's no reason to pay a premium for $100,000, or like the other guy's paying $65,000, value an RV valued at $65,000, and they give him 11. He's paid a premium, so they don't recalculate that. So you're going to pay a little bit more to have what's called the agreed or stated value. Progressive has an agreed policy. Geico has an agreed or stated policy, and what that means is if you paid $65,000 or whatever number it is, and you want to insure it for $65,000, and they collect a premium based on $65,000, whether it's tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, you're going to get $65,000. Okay, so that is a huge difference, because the thing with RVs, actual cash value is you know, kind of what the market, you know, what the blue book or black book is saying, or the NADA book. But that's not, like, let's say you have an RV that you fixed up and you know it's running and it works great, and you know, you put a new roof on it or whatever, you know, you fix it up and you know, it's like Old Faithful to you.
Yeah.
That RV might be worth $65,000, because when you go out there and you look to see what you could replace it for, you might have to spend $100,000. So spend a little extra money and get that on your policy today, because you never know when you have a situation or a total loss and you're going to be crying.
Do you find that in general, Progressive, Geico, I don't know, Liberty, whoever it is, has, you know, are they pretty much all in the same range in terms of plans, or are they
Pricing?
Yeah.
They get a little competitive. Geico is the cheapest. Progressive is kind of really tugging at their heels right now to be competitive. Geico does come in a little bit less. Coverages are about the same. It's just, you know, it's all in the language, like making sure that you're getting what you're paying for. So if you do get a quote from Progressive, get a quote from Geico, get a quote. I mean, if you go on our website, we can get you a quote, and we don't stick with one company. We'll get you a quote. We basically shop the quote, you know, 4 or 5 different competitive companies to get you the best rate. But the way it's rated and the way they price the insurance, it's kind of a whole economic effect. So if you're in a state, that has a lot of claims, you get thrown in that state, and that state, like here we have, you know, a lot of hurricanes.
Yeah.
So what happens, like with homeowners, you end up paying a premium because the insurance companies took such a loss, you know. So it's the same thing with the RV insurance. If you're in a state that, you know, that there were a lot of losses in RVs, you're going to pay a higher premium. So,
Yeah.
and another thing is, if you have 2 residents, like if you're a snowbird and you come down here to Florida and you're up north somewhere, you know, for the other 6 months, shop using both addresses to see what gives you the better price.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
But also make sure that it's registered to that state, because if Florida's cheaper, it may or may not be, than, you know, Rhode Island or Washington or wherever.
Right.
You know, you might want to shop those 2 addresses to see what state's going to give you the best coverage and for the best price.
Yeah. Are there any states, you know, in your experience, that seem to stand out among others? Or are they all kind of in the general ballpark?
You know, it kind of depends on it fluctuates, because it depends on losses. It's all calculated on losses for that state. I don't think they narrow it down to city. I think it's statewide. So it is, in fact, like Good Sam Protection Services, they're selling a warranty policy, an extended warranty policy that is actually an insurance policy. It is an extended service plan, but what it is, it actually throws you into a national insurance pool. So let's say you buy this insurance, and it's very cheap, and we were trying to figure out how to compete with it, and we couldn't until I got the backstory of really what it is.
Yeah.
So what it is it's actually an insurance plan, which is the insurance company is actually insuring the insurance plan. And so let's say, you know, you buy this extended service plan and you live in Florida, and Florida has a whole bunch of losses, you know, for a hurricane and a bunch of accidents and, you know, a whole bunch of losses.
Right.
So it's not just homeowners. So you're in this national pool now of the state of Florida. So so if there's a lot of losses on Good Sam's extended service plans, if there's a lot of losses, you're in that pool, you're in that number. So what happens is your auto insurance will go up, your homeowner's insurance will go up, because you're in a higher risk pool. So that's, you know, you might want to look into that extended service plan very carefully, and you don't want to get in that national insurance pool because it will affect your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, health insurance, every kind of insurance that you buy, because you're in a pool of losses. So it's calculated based on the state. It has nothing to do with you and your losses.
Yeah. So that's something that's really important to consider. And we have some questions for you coming up. So we'll get to those from actual viewers. So that's great. And this is Just Ask Gigi. She's Gigi Stetler. Of course, my name's Tom Alexander. Back in a moment.
Meet Terry and Carrie. They want an RV. Really, they want the freedom that comes with being able to pick up whenever they want and to move from one breathtaking view to another. The kind of freedom that takes them across the country and beyond, living their dream. But if they buy the wrong RV, it might actually pop their dream world. Maybe they pick one that's too heavy to tow for their vehicle, or go with the wrong dealership who won't service their RV. There are questions to ask before they buy, and even more once they become an owner. Thankfully, there's the RV Advisor, the only non-biased platform for information for the RV and outdoor enthusiasts. Get the best tips, tricks, and discounts at all KOA nationwide campgrounds, and other huge discounts that every RV enthusiast will love. Now, Terry and Carrie are living the life exactly how they want.
Visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911.
And we're back on Just Ask Gigi along with Gigi Stetler. I'm Tom Alexander, and it's question time, Gigi.
Awesome.
From actual viewers in actual
They've always
states.
been actual viewers.
They
just didn't know the states they were in. So.
Well, we still don't know the states, but that's okay. We'll work it on that. Some folks don't fill out where they're actually from, but that's okay. We got their names and we've got their questions, which are the two most important things. Well, Marion Johnson says she's wondering about the types of plans that the RV Advisor has. What types of plans? So I'm assuming that she's talking about, things like roadside assistance and extended warranties. So go right ahead. We just named two of them, right?
Well, we have roadside assistance. We have extended warranties. We will quote your insurance. Tire and wheel. Just Ask Gigi. GPS. Virtual diagnosing. We have a lot of different plans. That's not the meat and potatoes of our business. So we do want to have you protected. So we have we are licensed by many companies to offer products and service products. But we're really here to guide you into getting the right policy. So it's not so much that we want to sell you a policy. Yes, we would love that. But if even if you don't buy our policy, if you're a member, let us have a look to make sure that you're getting the exact coverage that you need.
Yeah. Carol Allen Holmes writes, how can Gigi assist me with purchasing my first RV? That's a good question.
I would love to assist you. If you hire me, GPS,
Gigi's personal service.
Yes.
Got to clear that up for people that think it's the thing in their car, but it's not.
I am like the thing in your car.
Yeah, well, that's true. You are the thing in the car.
For all those things, okay?
The little 6-inch figurine we have to put on the dashboard,
The first thing I would do if you hire me
in heels, right?
With the heels, I'm above 6 inches.
Yes.
So, the first thing that I would do if you hire me is I would give you a questionnaire with questions to ask yourself. What the purpose of the RV is, what you're going to do with the RV, how much you're going to use the RV, how many people you need to sleep. I need to narrow down, or if you already have an idea of kind of what you want, I could give you a price range on what they're selling for, but I'm gonna guide you to that local dealer, and then I will vet the dealer for you, and assist you and make sure that the whole idea is when you walk into these dealerships and you can tell them that you're an RV Advisor member and you've hired me, so they may want to be a little more accountable, or we're gaining respect. What we're really here for is to get respect in the industry, so that shady dealers think twice about doing something unethical to an RV Advisor member.
Yeah. We have one more question, and this probably is somewhat multi-tiered and can go in a couple different directions. But Gary Andzell writes, what's the best type of RV for permanent living? I guess he's thinking, I'm making the transition from brick and mortar into an RV. And, I guess my guess is first thing is, what's your budget, right?
Well, yes, but this is an interesting subject that I'm going to touch a little bit on. Obviously permanent living, when, like you said, you're going from brick and mortar to, smaller 200, 300, 400 square feet of living. But this is something to consider. When you are permanently living in an RV, and if you're going to buy a new RV, all manufacturers will tell you that it's not designed for permanent living. And it's kind of a way for them to get out of warranty issues. So when you talk to your salesman, when you're buying this vehicle and you tell the salesman that you're going to live in it permanently, okay, you're going to live in it full time, you need to get the dealer to put that in writing that this vehicle is appropriate to live in full time. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to supersede the manufacturer's warranty, but it's going to hold the dealer accountable. So if something does go wrong and the manufacturer says, oh, well, you're living in it, so you voided your factory warranty. But if the dealer tells you that this is suitable for full-time living, then you have some recourse with the dealer to warranty that vehicle for the amount of time that you have the factory warranty. Right. So you just want to pay attention and maybe purchase something with a good quality. Don't look at your entry level, campers that are basically built for weekend camping. Go to a big, like a heavy duty fifth wheel. You can kind of pull on the cabinets and stuff like that, and they don't, fall out in your hands when you open the doors.
Yeah.
Look for a little bit better quality. Look to spend a little bit more. I would seriously consider a used one, because you can get a good value on a higher end used one, and then not worry about the manufacturer's warranty because it's already gone through, the wear and tear kind of thing, and the original first, the first use, which is where they have those warranty issues is right. When they're new. Yeah. So that's my recommendation, as far as, but be very careful of, what you're buying and how they represent it to you, because it is in your owner's manual, that your warranty is void, your factory warranty, and that's mainly on the structure. So, just pay attention to that.
Great. Well, there you go. So we hope we answered your questions. And of course, if you want to ask Gigi a question right here on Just Ask Gigi,
I'll be here. Right.
Not only will she be here, but you just have to write to info@thervadvisor.com. That's info@thervadvisor.com. And when we come back, we'll preview next week's show.
The most experienced RV traveler knows it's important to expect the unexpected. Trust the RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan, starting at just $99 per year. It's the industry's most affordable plan and offers the most value compared to competitors, covering RVs, towed vehicles, personal vehicles, horse trailers, bike trailers, and more. Visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. The RV Advisor Roadside Assistance Plan. Don't hit the road without it.
Hi, everybody. Wrapping things up right now on Just Ask Gigi, along with Gigi Stetler. I'm Tom Alexander. And next week, I know we were supposed to have Christina here this week, but Christina Hurst, our operations manager, a little bit under the weather. So she'll be back with us. She'll be with us next week to talk a little bit about warranties and other things.
Yeah, right? Extended warranties and, what plans that you should look for and not look for. And like I said, we're not really here, we do want to sell you policies because we want to be able to manage you and your RV experience, but that's not our primary goal. So, whether you bought the policy from us or not, be a member and let us have a look at it. That's, so Christina's going to talk about, basically, coverages between comprehensive damages and exclusionary coverages and things like that, you would have no idea what you're looking at when you look at these kind of contracts. So,
yeah. Good to
So
know.
that's what
And
we're
so,
gonna do.
yeah, so Christina Hurst next week right here
Awesome.
on Just Ask Gigi. And to learn more, just visit our website, thervadvisor.com. That's thervadvisor.com. And coming very, very soon, an entirely revamped website with lots more
Can't
information
wait.
and content and interactivity and all kinds of great stuff. Our development team and our creative team working around the clock to make that happen,
can't
and
wait.
it's coming very, very soon. So, for Gigi Stedler, my name, and of course AB, our producer.
Can't forget AB.
Big thanks also to Neve Carey as well. My name's Tom Alexander. I think I'll remember that. We'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.
Bye.